Hello everyone, welcome to Multilingual. A lot of you have already watched the previous video and taken the test. I hope it helped you spot your weaknesses. If you haven't watched it yet, follow the link and take the challenge. Just a quick reminder, you can also find me on Instagram under Karina Multilingual. There I regularly upload reels with more content and quizzes for the current video in the stories. The link is in the description box. See you there! And now it's time to get down to business. Our today's business is learning 3 grammatical structures that will help you improve your storytelling. Unfortunately, they are also a bit confusing. Have you ever heard of used to, be used to, and would? I bet you have. With this video, you'll finally be able to get the difference and use them appropriately. So, let's begin. This is Susan. After working as a secretary for nearly 50 years, Susan is about to retire. And this is Polly, her younger colleague. She is taking over. Susan and Polly are having a conversation. Let's eavesdrop. So this is the office. I used to share it with 2 colleagues. There was far more stuff, of course. We didn't used to have computers. You'll have the office all to yourself. I hope you won't feel lonely. Oh, I don't think so. I'm used to working on my own, and anyway, there is not really enough room for another desk, is there? No, I suppose not. We didn't mind the cramped conditions though. The 3 of us used to have so much fun. Every lunch break, we would go to the park for a sandwich and a stroll, and sometimes our boyfriends would join us. Those were the days. Did you used to work full-time? Oh yes, 48 hours a week. Can you believe it? I didn't switch to part-time until a few years ago. I don't know if I'll ever get used to not working. Susan and Polly have just used all 3 grammatical structures in their conversation. Let's have a closer look at their meanings and functions. Susan said, I used to share the office with 2 colleagues. The 3 of us used to have so much fun. Susan is talking about things that she did regularly in the past. Attention, very important here, regularly in the past. Not just once, not twice. It was a kind of a habit that was true in the past, but something she doesn't do anymore. Now, she doesn't share the office and she doesn't have fun with those colleagues anymore. But she used to do it and she used to have it. So, to speak about habits in the past, we need used to plus verb. Look at it again. I used to share. I used to have. Attention. It always stands in its past form. Used. However, when asking a question or making a negative statement, we drop the D. We didn't used to have computers. Did you used to work full-time? Just use, not used, in questions and negative statements. Susan is also reminiscing about the time during the lunch break. Every lunch break, we would go to the park for a sandwich and a stroll. And sometimes our boyfriends would join us. Here, she's talking about actions, some things she would do regularly in the past. The difference between used to and would is that used to can be used both for past habits and past states. However, would always describes actions and activities and can be followed by the verb to be, for example. Compare. We used to be friends. This is a state, not an action, so would is not possible here. But when we were friends, we used to play tennis together. Now would, we would usually meet up in the early morning and have lunch in the clubhouse afterwards. You see, here I describe past actions. We would then pick up our kids from school and spend time all together. When you use would, you show that those actions were regular, like a habit. something that would take place again and again. Please also compare these two sentences. We met up in the early morning and had lunch in the clubhouse afterwards. And the second, we would usually meet up in the early morning and have lunch in the clubhouse afterwards. Can you feel the difference? The first one was just once. It was a single action. The second happened on a regular basis. And then something happened with my microphones and the sound went off and I had to refilm the video. Not completely, just the rest of it. Don't confuse used to and be used to, because if you are used to doing something, you already live with it. You accept it, so it's normal for you. For example, I've never worked in a team. That's why I'm used to working on my own. After so many years of traveling, she's used to changing places again and again. Note the structure. We say be used to plus verb with ing. I'm used to living. She's used to living. We're used to living. If you're not used to something yet, you can get used to it. And then the verb is not to be used to something, it's to get used to something. To get used to something means to become familiar with it. For example, I don't know if I'll ever get used to living far away from my family. Or, do you think I'll ever get used to sharing the office with him? Get used to doing something, again with ing. So we've just learned 3 structures that have to do with habits. Have you got used to them already? Let's check it. Choose the best option in each sentence. You'll now get 60 seconds to complete the task. Remember to pause the video if you need more time. Let's go. Let's check your answers together. The first one. My best friend used to be a heavy smoker, but fortunately he quit. Would is not possible here as there is no description of actions, just state. Remember, with states we don't use would. Back in the 90s we used to, or would, here you have 2 options, send urgent letters by fax. But now we use only mail. The next one. We didn't used to have computers back in the 70s. I think this is self-explanatory. This is a state, not an action. Using the new software was difficult at first, but I quickly got used to it. I got used to it. I became familiar with it. And the last one, I still have vivid memories of Christmas. As a kid, we would gather around the Christmas tree, have an eggnog, and open up our presents. My sister Julia would always complain about hers, and I would sometimes get jealous of my brother's gifts. Here we use a lot of woulds because we speak about actions. I hope everything was correct and you finally got the difference between these 3 structures. If you use them appropriately, they can actually help you improve your storytelling. Let me know how you got on and don't hesitate to ask me questions in the comments. Yeah, and you can also come up with your own examples using these grammatical structures. Thanks a lot for watching this video till the end. Leave me a comment and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys!